Welcome to this timeless pick a card reading. Today we journey into the profound energies of the Neptune Moon Oracle, your cosmic compass for spiritual awakening, deep transformation, and unveiling truths long hidden beneath the surface of your life's path. Each card in this reading will represent a sacred key, connecting to your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual dimensions. Within each message lies the potential to expand your awareness, unlock insights, and awaken the divine truth waiting patiently within. So take a moment, center your breath, ground your energy, and feel into the card that calls your spirit today. Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Please take a moment and I'll be back with your reading. Welcome, Group 1. On the physical, you are experiencing changing times. This reflects a moment of history and ancestry woven within your practical existence. Whether you're feeling the weight of ancestral memory or standing on the threshold of cultural upheaval, this card affirms that change is not random, it's rhythm. You are part of a cycle larger than yourself, echoing with the stories of past lives, ancient civilizations, and a future that is worth building. It invites reverence, presence, and adaptation. On the practical, Group 1, on the physical, you may be noticing shifts in your family lineage, in your body, your social values, personal beliefs, or even how you relate to time itself. Whether it's digitization, climate change, political evolution, or spiritual renaissance, you're being invited to recenter here. Look at your elders. Look to the youth. Look to what is emerging. Journal about what changes you are feeling and what feels unsettling to you. The energy here is about change. It's about adaptation. It's also about working through karmic patterns and programming from ancestral lines. Here we're looking at a change. It's a change in upcoming generations. And here it's your body adapting on a physical level to the changes that are coming. You're sitting next to energetic shifts on the emotional level. With the energetic shifts, we're feeling subtle changes within your emotional body. You may be starting to feel the energy around you. You may be on a bit of an emotional roller coaster. Or it may feel your normal once positive energy feels negative, or vice versa. And you're trying to attune or balance these subtle energies that you feel around you. Can you feel the resonance of the earth? The Schumann resonance has been crazy lately and off the charts. Maybe emotionally this has been affecting you. The energy here is about emotional shift and shifting your emotional energy. It's a transition in your energetic landscape. You're becoming more attuned to the subtle fields. Changes in your mood, your space, or spiritual destiny may feel stronger than usual. Please don't be overwhelmed by this energy. It is just evolution. You're sensing what others miss, recognizing how spaces, people, and even time itself carries energetic resonance. Your soul may be adjusting to new frequencies. Your message here and affirmation is, I am attuned to subtle energies. I ride the waves of change and to grace with clarity. On the mental, you have source energy. It's a beginning. Your mind may be shifting here, becoming more aware or attuned on a mental level. You may have a hunger for learning or knowledge. trying to find the source of the information, the truth behind what your reality is. It's a deep knowing, a deep understanding, but a searching as well here. And that search is trying to find the receipts or the evidence or the information that you know and feel within your body. Here we have the source energy, its beginning. It could be the beginning of new information, new downloads, new attunements. Or it could be the beginning of a new hunger for a certain kind of knowledge. This is primordial energy and part of your cosmic blueprint. The source origin speaks to the beginnings before the beginning, the vibration before language, the essence before embodiment. This card emerges when you're being called to reconnect with your deepest knowing, not through memory, but through resonance. You are invited to remember the truth beyond personality, identity, and story. You are not separate from the source. You are a spark of it. And there's a deep knowing or a deep hunger to learn more about this. Your message here is, I return to my source. My beginning is divine, eternal, and encoded with truth. On the spiritual, we see the eye of revelation. The reality facade collapses before your eyes, and you start to see things for what they really are. The eye of revelation is part of your spiritual destiny. You feel subtly the energetic shifts emotionally. In your gut, you know there's changes coming. Mentally, you hunger for the knowledge that you once possessed. And spiritually, all of the facades fall away as you realize everything is connected. You're a seeker of truth, wanting to understand the deeper destinies here. This card is about truth emergence, illusion collapsing, your soul awakening, and that sudden moment of spiritual clarity. It is a sacred moment. It bursts through stagnant energy and exposes what has been hidden, whether lies you've been believing, roles that you've played, or dynamics that you've tolerated. It's the card of the uncomfortable clarity, when all the pieces start to come together. For some, it may feel like everything falling apart. May feel a bit like the Tower card in the tarot. But this is simply to help you build more truthful foundations. On the spiritual with this card, it signifies awakening through rapture. You may be decoding the illusions in relationships, in your belief systems, or personal identity. It may feel disorientating, but this collapse is sacred. It clears the false to make space for the truth. You're being initiated into higher perception, a frequency where distortion cannot remain hidden. Thank you for joining me, Group 1, and I will see you next week for your Neptune Moon reading. Don't forget to stick around at the end, there's a bonus reading. Group 2. On the physical, you've drawn the going home, returning to roots. This may feel like a physical comfort zone or a desire to feel comfort in your surrounds. It could be a feeling of not wanting to leave your place where you feel most comfortable. It could be a change of residence or a change of home, or just a feeling of not wanting to leave For some of you, it may feel like your desire to return to your spiritual roots or to your soul spark maybe be becoming stronger. And you wonder why you have incarnated in this physical body. At this moment, you're questioning your purpose, questioning why it feels so hard in these energies, and a longing to return to the sacred love and truth that awaits beyond the veil. For some of you, it just talks about the physical sense of comfort or finding and creating a place in this reality that feels comfortable to you. It represents the soul's pull upwards, what feels deeply familiar and nourishing. It can indicate a physical return to the homeland, a reconnection to ancestral tradition, or a metaphysical journey back to your essence. It whispers of places that remember you and ritual and resonance in your bones. It's a comfort feeling, a place of belonging, a sense of longing to fit in. It's an invitation to claim your space and your roots, not just geographically, but it holds a spiritual essence as well. You might find yourself drawn to revisit childhood landscapes, ancestral stories, or forgotten practices, whether it's cooking, speaking a native tongue, or simply sitting in the land that raised you. This card encourages reclaiming the part of you that feels safe, true, and whole. Home may be less of a location and more of a frequency, and you're ready to embody that feeling again. On the energetic, on the emotional body, there's energetic shifts. The earth around you has its own frequency and resonance, and you're attuned to tap into these subtle energies. You feel it in your emotions, the collective change, the subtle energetic shifts within the collective energy, within the earth herself, and also within the solar energy coming our way. You feel these shifts and they affect you on an emotional level. For some, it may feel like an emotional roller coaster. For others, it's just a subtle feeling, and knowing that you feel and you sense. Maybe you're changing. Maybe you're feeling these subtle changes yourself. Or maybe you're tapping in to what the collective is feeling. It's a transition in your energetic landscape. You're becoming more attuned to the subtle fields. You're sensing what others miss. And you're recognizing how spaces, people, and even time itself can carry energetic resonance. You're adjusting to these new frequencies. And sometimes it feels like you're the only one that can feel these shifts. On the mental, you're at a crossroads. The planet of the crossing indicates a time of a crossroads presenting in your mental space. This card aligns with a destiny shift, choices to be made, thinking of fate versus free will as a celestial movement that you're energetically tuning into. It symbolizes moments when paths diverge and decisions carry cosmic weight. This card invites you to explore the transformation. It may be entering through your mental body, after your emotional body. You may feel that something is changing or shifting, and mentally you're trying to decipher what that could be. There may be inner nudges or dreams. It may be external synchronicities guiding your path. Do not rush. These energies are subtle. Instead, you need to ground your decision, making it in clarity, intuition, and empathic alignment. This is a time to honor your power and shape your direction and destiny. Your affirmation here is, I stand on the threshold of my destiny with clear sight and cosmic remembrance. I choose my path in alignment with my soul truth. But you must also honor your emotional body here. On the spiritual, we have a quiet pause. It's a moment of silence where truth unfolds. This moment of pause feels like a time of just going within to decipher or decode what you're feeling around you. Maybe you're questioning your roots or your beginnings. Maybe it's through ancestry, but maybe it's on a spiritual, deeper level. This quiet pause is a moment of pausing, stopping, and not rushing into anything. This energy is very subtle, and it requires inner thought, deep contemplation, listening to your inner voice, your inner guidance, as you go within and balance all of the realms. The quiet pause arrives not as a void, but as an invitation. This is a space where your soul whispers, your intuition surfaces, and your heart gets a chance to be heard without interference. When life speeds up, this card arrives to slow you down. Not to derail your journey, but to offer you the clarity before you take that next step. It's not procrastination, it is sacred incubation. On the spiritual, this card holds the vibration of the void, the still point between endings and beginnings. In silence, your soul truth becomes audible. You may be receiving downloads and remembering who you are beneath the roles. The pause is not passive, it's deeply fertile. Let yourself rest into it and trust that the truth will bloom in time. Thank you for joining me, Group 2, for your Neptune Moon reading. Don't forget to stick around to the end. There'll be a bonus reading at the end from Group 3 to your Neptune Moon reading. First, on the physical level, we have good intentions. No harm intended. This shows up when the energy behind the words, actions, or choices matter more than how they're received. It redirects the spiritual weight of integrity. A reminder that you hold strong opinions, need to set boundaries, and sometimes you make mistakes. So long as your intentions are rooted in care. This card doesn't promise perfect outcomes. It honors heartfelt efforts that aim to uplift, but never diminish your energy. On the physical, you may find yourself navigating sensitive conversations, misunderstood motives, or judgment from others. This card invites you to stand in your clear vibration. Where are you guided? Are you guided by kindness? Are you guided by fear? Did you act from soul alignment? If so, let go of the guilt or the defensiveness and revisit your actions only if harm was caused. Then repair and love with clarity and kindness. Otherwise, rest in knowing your heart was steady. On the physical, this good intentions card shows that you come from a place of caring, deep concern, and mean no harm to those around you on this physical plane. Your affirmation here is, my intentions are pure. I choose to speak, move, and act with love, even when love looks like honesty. On the emotional level, we have the card of yes. It's time to open your heart. It's a confirmation that the feelings that you've been having come from truth. This card indicates that you need to trust your emotional body. Trust the feelings that you've been getting. It's a big confirmation that what you feel is truth. Trust in your empathic abilities, that your emotions are guiding you and steering you to the right direction. They're also steering you away from unnecessary pain. They seek truth here, but they also seek comfort and understanding. Maybe here, not everybody, and this is a lesson that not everybody carries those same good intentions that you do. And maybe emotionally you'll feel this. And you'll understand that not everybody comes from a place of integrity and kindness. Mental. You have guiding light. You seek guidance and light here. You seek mental understanding, mental clarity. Maybe you seek the light in the darkness. In some situations you don't understand why things happen the way they do. And you're looking at a glimmer of hope in trying to understand what goes on around you. This card is about trusting inner wisdom, divine direction, cosmic navigation, and intuitive downloads which come through your mental space. If this appears when you're being gently steered towards clarity, truth, and deeper purpose, whether this light is flickering or shifting from a mentor, guide, or higher force. It's here to illuminate the next step. This card signals support, divine timing, and reassurance that you're not walking alone. Even in the darkness, there is guidance flickering softly towards transformation, towards understanding, and towards inner wisdom. This is a sacred card, a sacred knowing, a claircognizance, a deep understanding of what your emotional body is trying to tell you. It's a glimmer of light in the darkness, where clarity is ruled by knowledge and understanding, and inner wisdom is your compass. Here your affirmation is, I am guided by light. My path is illuminated by wisdom, grace, and love. On the spiritual, you have an elevation, an ascension, and ready to level up. Group 3, this is a powerful card. A card that says, yes, you are ready. Yes, you have the intentions that are pure on the physical. Yes, your emotional body aligns with your spiritual body. You're being guided by your downloads, by your empathic abilities, and you are ready to take the next level. This card arrives when your inner and outer worlds are primed for breakthrough, when there is an alignment on all of your bodies, on all of the realms. That's your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. It results in a breakthrough, a moment of clarity, where your emotions resonate, deep understanding. It reflects a moment when that stagnation dissolves and the soul prepares to stretch beyond comfort. You're not just evolving, you're ascending. This card signals readiness for deeper purpose, higher embodiment, and magnetic opportunities aligned with your soul's growth. Spiritually, indicate this card of ascension and elevation indicates active recalibration of all of your subtle bodies, your auric fields, your chakras, and your soul blueprint. You might be experiencing vivid dreams, deep understanding, downloads, shifts in your diet or your energy, emotional reliefs, and enhanced intuition. These are signs of ascension symptoms. You're ascending into higher vibration that matches your soul's mission, and life will begin to mirror this shift. You're holding beautiful, pure intentions, raising your vibration on an emotional, energetic field. You're tapping in and being guided by the downloads and claircognizance. And this is just a further stepping stone, showing your readiness for elevation and ascension. Thank you for joining me, Group 3, for your Neptune Moon reading. Stick around to the end, there's a bonus reading. Welcome to the bonus reading of this week's timeless Neptune Moon reading. On the physical, we have source origin. It's a beginning. This may be indicating new doors opening on your physical path. Around you, you may be receiving opportunities. You may be radiating a magnetic energy that invites new doors to be opened. Maybe a little different than what you have experienced before. This card speaks of the beginning before the beginning, the vibration before language, the essence before embodiment. This card emerges when you're being called to reconnect with your deepest knowing, not through memory, but through resonance. You are invited to remember the truth beyond your personality, your identity, and your story. You are not separate from the source. You are a spark of it. On the physical, you may be longing or feeling a stir in your physical field. You need to let yourself explore ancient traditions, origin myths, and personal ancestry. Not for the information alone, but to remember the resonance. Meditation, breath work, and dream work are portals into your essence. Don't ask who you are, but what am I part of? It's the divine spark here, and connecting into that magnetic energy where we are all one. Emotionally, this may feel different. You may be feeling different on an emotional level. For some, it may feel like you're here one moment but not the next. Where did that week just disappear? Where did it go? I don't remember existing through the last few days. Maybe emotionally you haven't been in, you've been checked out. Maybe there's been an emotional roller coaster. but it's indicating that on the emotional level, things feel a little different to you. Maybe you're tapping into the frequencies of the earth. The Schumann resonance has been off the charts in the last few days. And maybe that's made you feel a little less grounded in the physical realm or the emotional realm. Maybe you haven't been here. The different dimension surfaces when you feel energetically not here. It's as if part of you is living elsewhere, recalling timelines, spaces, or beings that don't match this moment. You may feel surreal and out of sync, or dreamy. This card validates that your consciousness is expanding beyond Earth's strict physical parameters. You're dancing between worlds, but not all of them are visible. Higher realm message. This card resonates with timeline jumpers, dimensional travelers, and quantum architects. Beings who work with reality, weaving consciousness. Star groups from the Andromeda, Lyra, or Sirius systems often assist with interdimensional navigation. You may be experiencing bleed-throughs, remembering alternate paths, or sensing shifts in collective trajectory. This card is your passport. It invites you to trust, explore, but ground your curiosity. On the mental, we have Venus empathy, balancing relationships with self-love. The Venus card is about balancing all dimensions. Here there seems to be a shift between alignments with your physical and your mental, your physical and your emotional bodies. The mental is asking you to tune in and understand what's going on around you while you have felt absent. It is a soft and nurturing energy. It represents the heart-centered wisdom of Venus, the planet of love, harmony, and beauty. It's an interpersonal connection planet. When this card appears, it signals a time to tend to your relationships with care and restorative balance between giving and receiving. It's a gentle reminder that love is the root of all soulful relationships. Your affirmation here is honor love by loving myself first. I welcome compassionate relationships that reflect my inner peace. Fearlessly Pluto arrives on your spiritual space. This is a moment of going deep and being brave. It's about transformation. Here I see changes and transformations on the physical level, a new beginning. And on a spiritual level, Pluto arrives to assist you to tear down old foundations, to rise in your spiritual power, to be brave to face your fears. This is a card of transformation, where shadows become teachers and fears dissolve into fuel for evolution. Pluto energy is intense. It's raw, unapologetic, and purifying. This card emerges when your soul is ready It's about releasing old patterns that no longer serve you. Awakening your inner power through surrender and rebirth. On the spiritual, Pluto teaches that inner power is born through vulnerability. Spirit is guiding you to face your inner shadows with compassion, not to fix them, but to understand them and have empathy. This card speaks of soul alchemy, the sacred process of transmutating pain, fear, and resistance into wisdom, clarity, and strength. You are not broken, you are becoming. On the higher realm, fearlessly Pluto is a cosmic prompt. What have you avoided confronting out of fear? Your guides are supporting you in shredding layers, illusion, and raising into your authentic spiritual power. This is your soul saying, you're ready now. Transformation isn't punishment. It's sacred recalibration. Thank you for joining me for these Neptune Moon readings, and I'll be back again next week.